Okay, so we've got another letter in. Now, I'm not even going to let you look at that. They don't like your rehearsed answers. They want you natural. They don't want you pretend. Okay? This is a fantastic guy. Let me just explain to you how fantastic this guy is. I've been receiving expensive gifts for free. Sorry? Look, they're not that expensive. Okay, he spent $1,000. Okay? The tax department's listening. They weren't for free. I'm just making content for fuck's sake. You know what? Look, he sent me some gifts. Okay, he sent me some screwdrivers for fuck's sake. Okay, some screwdrivers, but they're really good screwdrivers. Okay, he's a really cool guy, and he sent me money. Okay, I'll read you the question. Okay.
You should start again.
Okay, no, it's fresh. Don't worry about it. Okay. The tax department's already after me. They're doing an audit on my eBay sales from 2011 to 2012 year.
Again?
Yeah, it's another thing. Don't worry, it's in the shit. You know. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Let me just read you the question. Okay, the guy wants your advice. Now this guy sent me money. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a lot? We just to see how much effort we've got to put into it.
Well, I wasn't going to tell you how much he sent because I was going to keep it for myself.
Yeah.
But he sent $100 US.
Whoa, that's good.
Okay.
Well, we'll get a good answer here.
Okay. Here's the question. Well, see, what I'm saying is that your advice is only worth $25. The $75 of it was a donation to the Archie Luxury Fighting Fund.
I think it's, I'm being taken for a ride here.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now, this is a very nice guy. We're not going to... Okay, this is an anonymous donor. I know who he is, but okay? He's a cool guy. I learned my wife of 8 years had a date with an old boyfriend and then proceeded to chat via the telephone and text every day. Oops, sorry, I've read too much. Sorry, just hang on. Back the truck up. I'm just trying to get the original question. Sorry, just hang on. Sorry. Here we go. Just hang on there. Sorry. Actually, I think that was the fucking question. Okay, so here we go. I learnt my wife of 8 years had a date with an old boyfriend and then proceeded to chat via the telephone and text every day for over 2 years while I was at work. She told me about this 1 year ago, yet I can't seem to forget or forgive. We have 2 young children, which is the only reason I am staying at the house. What would you do if you were in my position? Regards, mystery donor. Now hang on, just cool down a minute, because I've actually already gone to him and asked him for more information.
Yeah.
Because I said to him, what the hell do you want? This is what I said to him. I said to him, thank you so much. I said, my father's still doing the questions, no worries. He said to me, he's a really good fucker, this guy here. He's really good. He also sent me a Mont Blanc pen, brand new. Just so okay, here we go. He said to me, I asked him some more questions. I said, look, because I said to him, please, give me details of your financial situation. I said to him, what advice do you want? Do you want financial advice, or do you want advice whether to stay with her or not? I mean, you know, this is what I said to him. I said, what do you want me to tell you there? And I said to him, that's what I said. I said, well, what do you want me to tell you? And he said to me, I just need advice on if I should even be trying to stay together with her. Because right now, I'm having a hard time forgiving and forgetting, but we have 2 small kids. I said to him, are you sleeping together? He said, we are not sleeping together. We haven't for many months. I am worth about 400 to 500,000 with a home. Because I asked him his financial details. Because we can't give advice if we don't know the score. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because we want to give him some financial advice too. I said to him, how much do you make a year? I am making 160 to 200,000 a year. Okay?
160,000.
160 US.
What do you know? Oh.
Yes, he's got a senior position in IT.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay, but now the interesting thing is, right? Now, this great wife of his, right? She basically told me it was my fault for working so much and not being there for her. He's working his fucking ass off to earn 160 to 200k a year. You don't. It's not a 9 to 5 to earn that money. You know that? What do you think? It's not 9 to 5 to earn 160 to 200 in this fucked economy in America.
Well, I had the same situation.
Okay.
I earned good money, but I went long hours. And
well, you have to. You want to earn the bucks, you got to put the hours in. Now, this is what he said to me. He said, she just ran into her old boyfriend at a store and they swapped numbers. They began talking, and apparently one Saturday she went to a store to meet him while I was alone with our kids, where they went out to eat, kiss, touch, and supposedly that was it. She claimed she felt horrible and ended it. However, now he's a sneaky IT guy on 200k a year. They don't fucking listen to these lying bitches. However, upon my own research, I found current phone records showing they were texting and talking every day for 2 years. Okay? I confronted her and asked why this shit was going on and why she didn't tell me she was doing this shit. So supposedly last year she stopped talking with the man altogether. The trouble is, and just refer to me as your mystery donor, how do I fucking trust a bitch after doing this talking every day while you're at work all day and night so she doesn't have to work? So he's working hard so she doesn't have to work and can sit at home all day. With kids, it's fucking expensive to just leave. The state here rapes men for child support. How does a guy get over the fact his bitch of a wife was preferring this fucking guy over himself for 2 fucking years, talking to him in secret every day? Not to mention if she's being honest about not fucking him or seeing him more than once. So there we go. That's what it's come down to. This is the mystery donor dilemma. So I'm not.
Do you know roughly how old this gentleman is?
Mid-40s.
Mid-40s, right. So that's why he's only got $500,000 of assets, net worth. Only
Plus a house.
Oh, plus a house. But the house paid off, or I thought it was including a house. $500 including
For
a house.
500,000. Let me just read it, because I asked him.
Yeah.
I am worth about 400,000 to 500,000 with a home.
Yeah, so that includes the home.
Okay.
That's his net equity.
Well, he's
so,
worth more than me.
Well,
That's not too bad. American property markets have the arse fall out of it.
well, it depends where he lives, of course, because in New York and that wouldn't.
He's in. Do you mean name the state
Yeah,
or not?
yeah. Well, it doesn't matter the state or the
Yeah,
town
well-
or the city. Is it a big city or
He's in Boston.
Boston?
That's a good part of America. It's not far from New York.
Yeah. All right.
The Kennedys came from Boston. The Boston Tea.
Party. No, that was a long
You know,
time
but they
ago.
threw, yeah, I'm not saying, but it's an old sort of American. Look, what should he do? This is the question. What should he do? So I'm going to not say a word. You can answer the advice.
Right. Well, I think first of all we got 500,000 at stake, and he's 40. So if he were to break up,
And he's got a good job.
he's got a good job. But if he were to break up, he'd probably lose half of that, maybe the bulk of that, maybe 70% of that. In Australia, he'd lose maybe 70% of that. He'd get 30%. She'd get 70 maybe, or maybe 60-40. But it would go against him that way. And then when you've got 2 children, if they split up, he'd be paying maintenance. But I think, obviously, and he hasn't told us everything, but I'm reading between the lines. The relationship of him and his wife is not perfect. There's problems. They obviously can't communicate, or she won't listen to him, or he won't listen to her, or he's too busy, or whatever.
He's
or
earning
she-
160,000. He's fucking course he's busy.
Yeah, but you can be a Yorkshire Ripper earning a lot of money too, and that doesn't mean he's a good husband. But what I'm saying here is that, look, first of all, the money-wise, well, if he splits, there's a problem there. One, there's a problem about loss of assets, and 2, there's a problem as far as income, because he'll be paying maintenance and supporting these kids, supporting his ex-wife or current wife, and the kids, and that's how it is, and he knows better than we do what the law in America is. But on the other hand, she's done to him what he's saying. I think what I would do, I would let her go. Let her go, have a good talk to her and say, look, you're obviously not happy with me. I'm happy for you to go. Just, let's do it rationally. We'll have a week or two. We'll work out, between ourselves who has the house, who stays in the house, who doesn't stay in the house, and let her go if she wants to. If she wants to go, let her go. If she wants to stay with him, then she has to be 100% for him. But if not, let her go. So
you're saying that he should say to her, "Do you want to stay?" But what about him? He's the one. Listen to this. He's the one with the money. He's the one who fucking works his ass off.
Yeah, but you're not going to put her in a cage.
Why do you ask this bitch anything? She doesn't have a right to ask anything.
Well,
so you're saying that he should say to her, "Do you want to stay or not?" Who makes that decision?
Well, there's no point in putting her into a cage. You can put a person in a cage and say, you must stay and whatever, and she'll stay because of the children, or because he won't let her see her children, or he'll try and win the children, or fight with her. But the relationship is not working. So I would say to him, go and talk to her in a sensible way.
So now the thing is,
and say,
even if he doesn't want this woman, right, he can at least say to her, this is sneaky. Because he can still say in 12 months, look, honey, it's still not fucking working. I don't like this anymore. But he goes to her and says, honey, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave?
Well, do you want to
go?
Do you want to go, and we'll do it rationally and sensibly, without anger, without anything, angst, and then you can go with your...
well, she doesn't have a job, so he's going to have to pay for all this shit.
Well, that's what happens in divorces, doesn't it? Yeah, yes, that's the price he's got to pay. But there's no point being in a relationship where...
Well, she might say, well, okay, see you later. Goodbye, I'll stay in the house. You keep paying the payments. I need my allowance for food and that. Well, what does he say then?
Well, what's the point in staying to her? What's the point in having a wife that you don't have relationships with? She's not with you. She's talking to somebody else. Is that what you want? We talked about our Lek the other day. Get somebody like Lek.
So what do you? But okay.
Get another woman.
So what does
who
he do then? So what does he do then? I mean, this is fucking suicide.
Well,
you don't understand. He's got $500,000. This bitch is going to get most of it. 300. He's got 200. And he's got to pay maintenance. The maintenance, it's going to be like 30,000-40,000 a year. He's got to pay to support her.
But you got to put it in perspective. Has he got cancer and he's going to have a stomach reborn next week? No, he hasn't. Has he got a stroke and he's paralysed? No, he hasn't. Has he got some other illness or mental problem? He's in a mental hospital? No, he hasn't. So what's his problem? Yes, this is painful. But there's no point living with a person that doesn't love you, and you don't love them. The relationship's broken. She wants him, somebody else. Let her go.
So what do you say? What happened? So he should say to her, "This is not working. Let's separate."
Have a good talk, and she has to decide.
So what should he let her have the power to say you're staying or not? Well, what you're saying is, you say to her, "This is not working. Do you want to stay or do you want to go?
If you want to go, let's work it
out. But if she says she wants to stay,
on what terms? Some people have a situation where they might stay and still have an affair or have the other partner. People, I know people who do that. It's just a fact of life, but it's not a very good way to do it. But there's no point in his case. Yes, it's painful. I hear what you say. Yes, he'd be angry at her for doing that. But and I would say there's a good chance of her having sexual relationships with the other person.
Oh, if he's silly to think any otherwise, isn't he? He's stupid, right?
Well, yeah.
He is. I mean, mind you, that's not the end of it. No, that's not the end of the world. I mean, but the reality is,
if she doesn't want him, there's no point hanging around because he's going to be miserable. It's best to pull the plug, search for somebody else, and rebuild your life with somebody else. I mean,
okay. Let me ask you this then. Okay. So basically, let's have a look. We've got a couple parts here. We've got the relationship and we've got his financial affairs.
Yeah.
So let's just summarize his relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. What you're saying is he should say to her, "Do you want to be with me or not?"
Yeah.
Now, it's irrespective. In his own mind, he might say, well, seriously, even if he says that he gives that choice to her, in 12 months' time, he can say to her, this isn't fucking working anyhow. But he just presents that to her because if she wants to work on improving it, it's great.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't, you know where you stand. Okay?
Yeah.
So you give the choice to her, and then what you do is...
She has to be 105% for him.
Yeah.
She's not 105% for him.
Now,
if
let me
she's not
ask you
with him,
this.
she's against him.
Now tell me
And
this.
therefore
The
you
other
break
thing
up.
is that I noticed he wasn't if you're not fucking these women, you can't control them.
Well, if you're not having relationships with a partner, it means the relationship is maybe is breaking down. And if she's having a relationship with somebody else, it's definitely broken down.
So the
So
thing is
let
there,
her
right?
go. Let
Okay.
her go with your
Okay.
blessing.
If she says, okay, I want to stay, let's work it out. Do you think he should say to her, honey, I think it might be a good idea if you got a fucking job?
Well,
Would that be? I would be saying to her, honey, if we're going to stay, that's fine, but things are going to change. I'm not going to pay for everything now. I think it might be an idea if you get a job. She seems to have too much time on her hands.
well,
What do you think?
maybe she's not working because he doesn't want her to work. He wants her to look after 2 kids.
Well, I think...
And then he can't say, well, you know,
No,
I'm working and you're
But do
sitting
you
your
think it
ass.
could be a good idea if she does get a job?
Well, it's good for her. That's a very good idea because...
That bitch hasn't sent me $100, it's him. I'm not on her side, we're talking on his side.
Well, yeah, but if...
He should tell her, honey, it might be an idea if you got a job.
Or
She seems to have too much idle time on her hands.
Alternatively, start some sort of study course which will give her a job in due course. And but then when she's there, she might meet somebody else. And
well, that's always the risk. When you're with a trollop, you're with a trollop.
So be it.
Okay, so okay. Now financially, let's back. Okay, so relationship wise. Okay, so we've given the advice.
Let her go if she wants to go.
Okay.
Now
financially,
accept it without. Don't.
So what should he?
nothing's
What should he do financially here?
Well, obviously, see a lawyer and see what he can negotiate, and really a good negotiation in Australia will be 50-50 property, and he'd have to pay maintenance for the 2 children.
Yes.
It's just the law. It doesn't matter what you think, why it's unfair or fair or whatever. So if he can get half the house and therefore you can use that.
How can he take money out? We're asking the question here. How can he get money out so that bitch, he can hide money overseas? Let's have a talk about this, right?
Well,
is that possible? Can he do that?
If the money's tied up in mortgages in the house, he won't be able to do anything.
If the house is in his name, he can get a redraw facility, can't he?
Yeah, but I'd say the joint names normally. The house might be in joint names. If it's in his name, he can redraw. Well, then what's he going to do?
And what should he do if he's cash? Should he put that in an overseas bank account, or what should he do?
Well, he can do that
if he's got cash and money.
But if it comes to a divorce, you're supposed to
declare that.
Declare that, and if you don't, you're at fault. And if you don't declare it and get away with it, well, that's your advantage, I suppose. Talking from his point of view, but.
There's penalties if you get caught.
Yeah, but it seems to me he's 45 or something. So age is young. That's why he's only got net equity of $500,000.
That's not bad, but that's not terrible. The American market's terrible.
But the equity is probably what his house and net equity in the house. He probably hasn't got much. Depends how he works that out too. It'd be interesting to see how much he got in the bank, and if he, as a strategy, even if he does this, is from today. For the next year, he starts putting money away somewhere to build up. So when he's going to pack his suitcase, he doesn't leave with a pair of underpants. He leaves with his pair of underpants and his suitcase, and he's got 100,000 in another bank account in America or New Zealand or Australia or England or somewhere. He's got to start preparing now. And in fact, if he had been wise, he should have been preparing for this contingency 2 years ago. When this thing happened, or when he was aware of this, he should have thought, well, hey. Things are not, we're going too well. So what am I doing about it?
Well, he's asking for the advice. Come on, he's asking for advice.
I'll say, open a bank account overseas somewhere and start building up the balance. So when he gets his marching orders, he's got not just his underpants, he's got 100,000 somewhere. But his earnings that much, 160, say 150, 200,000 a year. Well, he'd be able to save a hell of a lot, unless he's doing something silly like spending it, blowing it, or paying too much on the house. House payments. He might have a house worth $2 million and a debt of $1.5 million. Well, then he's rooted. Mm-hmm. But if he's got a house worth $600 and he's got a debt of $100,000, well, that's pretty good. So that's important too. And those debts and stuff is stuck. So maybe if then March, it's probably best to sell the house and divide the proceeds straight away, and then he can start his life somewhere else with somebody else. He can buy a one-bedroom unit or a little place, and then find somebody else to share his life with. There's a lot of people out there, and if not, he's an American. This guy, yeah,
he's American. Yeah.
He might want an American partner. We find an American partner. If not, he can find an Asian partner.
But don't you think that's stupid advice? Why the fuck would he want to get involved with another woman after he's been burnt so badly with this one?
Well, we all want companionship and love, don't we? We want love
Yeah, but
and companionship. Well,
wouldn't it be?
Exactly what you said. That's exactly the word.
What's that?
I mean, well, if he's hurt, we'll have a rest for 6 months or so, but everybody wants love and companionship and wants to spend time with somebody he can talk to and is on his wavelength. And I've spoken to a lot of people who have broken up, and they say they wish they'd broken up a year earlier. On the other hand, you get people who do break up, go with a new partner, and say it's the same problem 2 years later as what they had 2 years earlier. So, I suppose he has to look at the work situation. He works. Well, if he works, he needs a partner who's going to be with him, working with him, and accepts that, and is loyal to him and good to him. He can't. But I think that's not really the real reason. There's more in it. And
so, should you want more information from
no,
him?
No, I think the answer is pretty simple. If, from his point of view, if she wants to go, let her go and find somebody else. It's no good being. You can't lock her up in a cage and say, hey, I'm going to do this to you if you leave. No, if she doesn't want to be with him voluntary and she's not for him 105%, let her go with his blessing. Say, look, I'll give you. You can have extra the sofa or something like that. Let her go. If she's not with him, let her go. The money, yes, that's painful, but that's the price we pay in today's society of splitting. So that's a choice he'll have to make. And you've got somebody there waving at us. Okay. So I think the money-wise, yes, it's going to be painful. He'll be paying maintenance. That's painful. But then when he meets somebody else, then
welcome to the Western world, fuckers. That's it, isn't it? Welcome to the Western world. Marriage, divorce, it's a fucking scam. It's a scam, isn't it? It's a scam. It's a scam. Welcome to the Western world, fuckers.
It's a difficult situation. No, but
it's welcome to the Western world, fuckers, isn't it?
But everybody's entitled to happiness and love and companionship and security. His wife obviously is not getting it for. It might not be her fault. It might be her background, how she grew up, her insecurities. He might not be giving her what she wants.
He's earning 160 to 200. That's in the corporate world. Fuck.
Well, it's good money, but is money just the answer?
She's got to fucking cut him some slack.
Well,
this fucking bitch doesn't even need to work.
Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she does. It's
pretty fucked.
It'd be interesting to see. There's probably a lot more involved. What do they do with their money? What's her view? What's his view?
Fuck her view. She doesn't work. That fucking potato doesn't work. She hasn't got any right to have a fucking view.
Well, I think
she needs to cook a meal for him and fuck like a rattlesnake. That's what she needs to do. She needs to have the house clean. She needs to have meals ready for him and fuck like a hooker.
No, but
that's it. That's those three things. No, if that bitch isn't doing it, replace her.
No, the fourth thing is if she's not prepared to do things that you put in that fashion, to leave and find somebody else who satisfies her needs. And she has. She's found somebody who'll talk to her.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the money.
Who? The other fellow?
The other guy doesn't have the money.
Well, he will as soon as she gets divorced. You said money is so important. Well, if she's with this fella, obviously money is not that important to her. Maybe she wants happiness. She wants recognition. She wants anyway.
Fucking crazy bitches. This is the letdown of society. It's the Western world, and it started with the feminist movement in the 70s.
No, I think
that's where it came in from.
I think it's just human.
It's just
priorities.
Fucked. It's fucked. It's fucked. Okay, let's just call that's enough advice there. We'll see what he says. He can come back because he's a cool guy.